Hello and welcome to the news. I am Asmi Uba. Coming up in this edition, Parliamentary Committees on Supply commence vetting of the 2019 budget. Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education begins discussion on how to develop a policy on the handling of school textbooks. Deputy Minister of Internal Affairs launches the Sierra Leone Arms Trade Treaty National Assessment Report. All these stories and more lined up for you in this edition of the news. The Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education with local councils and development partners have begun discussion about developing a policy on the handling of school textbooks supplied to schools. Well, the Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, Alpha Timbo, said he was determined to see a harmonized book handling policy for every stakeholder in the sector. The session was held in Bo, where Joseph took a witness and sent in his reports.
Over the years, the education sector has immensely contributed in developing the human resource in the country. The implementation of the free education program has also created the opportunity for many more children to be educated. Some of the key things that enhance quality and efficient learning environments include learning and teaching materials, ineffective collaboration and conflicts of interest among key players in the education sector have been a serious challenge. This gathering brought together these stakeholders from the Ministry of Education and the local councils to brainstorm strategically in harmonizing a policy on book handling in the education sector. According to the Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, Alpha Usman Timbo, he is not satisfied with the devolution process to local councils on issues of education. He noted that they would develop a transparent policy that will ensure the targeted beneficiaries get the books, adding that they will cut down on the leakages that hindered the full implementation of the free education program. The minister also asserted that the textbooks upon arrival at the Queen Elizabeth II Quay will be directly taken to the destinations for onward distributions. Mr. Timbo promised that they will look forward to have warehouse in each of the districts for safekeeping.
In the implementation of our education programs, we are saddled with all of these rules and regulations and the manner in which we are able to navigate around them that will make us effective or not to be very effective.
A representative from the Department of International Development, DFID, Hani Homa, said the 2.7 million books are on the way for onward distributions to schools. She pledged our organization's unrelenting support and monitoring of the education programs in this country. Madam Homa urged participants to give meaningful inputs to the session for a successful outcome. One of the participants, civil society activist Joseph Sano, said the session is very timely for the education sector. He also called on authorities to do a thorough sensitization of the policy to the entire country. Several questions, comments, and contributions were made, and key among these was the improved condition of service for teachers.
Sierra Leone is the second country in Africa to have a public broadcaster, which was established in 1963. The Sierra Leone Broadcasting Service, first broadcast television in the country, has been contributing immensely in the democratic good governance. Sierra Leone has joined the rest of the world to celebrate World Television Day. Well, a day set aside by the United Nations General Assembly to look at the emergence of television and its contribution to information dissemination. Amina Shnyande Brahma takes a look at this journey so far.
Broadcast television remains one of the most important medium worldwide for disseminating information and providing entertainment to the public. It has over time become one of the greatest tools of electronics engineering. Sierra Leone is the second country in the continent that has corporatized its public broadcaster, the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation, on the 15th June 2010, 55 years down the line since television broadcasting started in Sierra Leone in 1963, the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Service. Many significant contributions have been made in building, nurturing, and promoting democratic good governance in the country. South Africa was the first country in Africa to establish the South African Broadcasting Corporation and was later transformed into a public broadcaster. A lecturer at the Mass Communication Department, Fourabé College, University of Sierra Leone, Francis Sowa said, International Broadcasting Day is a day of reflection on the progress and challenges in television broadcasting in the world. He said, the country is yet to fully migrate from the analog system to digital system. He noted that with the broadcast television, viewers can see the actual images of people and their exact statements in an event, especially government officials.
Television has brought the world closer to us, and more so now with the advent of technology, which has aided transmission. We are in a position to bring the entire world affairs within a small global village, where we are able to see everything that transpires in almost everywhere in the world.
The Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation is a public broadcaster owned by the people. Even though it is getting subvention directly from the Consolidated Revenue Fund, the SLBC should not be loyal to the government, but to the people. A journalist, Kevin Lamin Lamdo, recalled that had it not been for the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation during the Civil War, people would not have seen the faces of the rebels. He cited the pivotal role played by the former SLBS during the civil conflict and the 2018 general elections by the SLBC. He also remembered that during the electionary period, the SLBC contributed to the success of those elections by creating the platform for political parties to propagate their aspirations. SLBC's head of television, Reverend Lucian Ganda, was satisfied that the world has recognized the contribution of broadcast television and its importance, affirming that broadcasting television has contributed immensely to nation building.
It is very vital. It's a vital tool. You can use the TV to showcase whatever you want people see, because it has to do with audio, it has to do with visual, but at the same time it is very, very complex because it deals with images, and there are ethics as well in the profession. Not all images are permitted to be shown on TV, so it has its own challenge. You have to make sure that all the workers within the TV sector understand those dynamics as to not to show out any graphics that could cause harm, because there are some images that could affect negatively on society.
Director of Engineering at the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation, Alhaji Alpha Bangura, said the local broadcasting media houses in the country are transmitting analog signal and noted that what they send out is digital due to the cameras the corporation uses. He added that establishing a broadcasting television involves a huge amount of money, as the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation needs to buy modern equipment, among other things. The National Outreach Coordinator, Office of the Government Spokesman, Ministry of Information and Communication, Abubakar Josise, said, broadcast television is growing in the country as other private broadcast television have joined the state broadcaster.
In the meantime, we have to accept that reality, the SABC's capacity is limited in terms of television coverage. Right? So that's why at times you might see them going to private television network. And this has been a problem for the past decade under the previous administration. They should have actually paid attention to this, but they failed to do it. But because we attach strong interest the growth of the media. That's why we are making it a point of duty to ensure that SABC goes beyond what we will expect in the next couple of years, because we want to ensure that we expand as many people as possible, because when we have a situation whereby we have huge coverage in most parts of the country, definitely no one will go to private television. So they will prefer to come to the national. Like, let me just give you one instance. When you talk about radio programs in the morning coffee goes almost right around the country. I mean, if you are a public official, what your sort, you want many people as possible to listen to your program, I think the best morning program to go to is morning coffee, because most people in the country rely on morning coffee.
He compliments the work of the different broadcasting televisions in the country and assured that very soon the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation will be on top of broadcasting in the country. Mr. Cissé expressed hope for the establishment of more private broadcast televisions in Sierra Leone. Presently, Sierra Leone boasts of 4 broadcast television stations: the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation, Star Television, Africa Young Voices Television, and the Freetown Television Network. SLBC News, Aminash Nyande Brahma reporting.
Well, thanks to Aminash Nyande Brahma for that piece on World Television Day. News are continue. The Deputy Minister of Internal Affairs, Lahai Lawrence Lima, has launched the Sierra Leone Arms Trade Treaty National Assessment Report. The Arms Trade Treaty National Assessment Report has stated that the Sierra Leone National Commission on Small Arms Act of 2010 should be amended. Its report was put together by the Sierra Leone National Commission on Small Arms and Safer World. Daphne Kimamakoli reports.
The Arms Trade Treaty is a global and legal binding instrument to regulate the transfer of conventional arms. It was adopted by the United Nations General Assembly in 2013, and the Sierra Leone National Commission on Small Arms participated in the signing and ratification of the Arms Trade Treaty in September that same year. Sierra Leone is committed to the treaty but has limitations in relevant laws, regulations, structure, policies, and practices to comply with the obligations of the Arms Trade Treaty. The Sierra Leone Arms Trade Treaty National Assessment Report takes into consideration Sierra Leone's relatively recent experience as a country in conflict, limitations on the government's capacity and resources, the positive relations that Sierra Leone has with its neighbors, among others. The Deputy Minister of Internal Affairs, Lahai Lawrence Lima, said as a country, government would ensure that the Arms Trade Treaty is not violated and would appraise the government for an executive order to ban the importation and exportation of conventional arms.
I formally have the pleasure and honor to launch this report on behalf of the Minister of Internal Affairs, and will take the necessary step to inform His Excellency.
Commissioner, Sierra Leone National Commission on Small Arms, Brigadier General Retired Tamba Rodnik Aliyu, said the Arms Trade Treaty report recommends that the country establish, maintain, and publish a national register or arms brokers with procedures for assessing sustainability of potential brokers and for revoking extant regulations.
I'm proud to inform you that Sierra Leone was actively involved in all negotiations leading to the adoption of the Arms Trade Treaty by the United Nations General Assembly.
Other recommendations are that the name Sierra Leone Commission on Small Arms to better describe its new scope and mandates, and establishes a licensing committee from within the membership of the Commission Advisory Committee responsible for assessing any application to transfer arms and making recommendations. For SLBC News, Daphne Kimamakoli reporting.
The new chairman of the Right to Access Information has taken up office. Dr. Ibrahim Sigashaw is taken after Eunice Cissé, who became the first chairman of the commission in 2014 after its establishment after an act of parliament. Well, the handing over took place at the commission's head office at Hill Station. Here is the report. Right to Access Information was established in 2014 as one of the good governance institutions to guarantee citizens and non-citizens the right to access information. Eunice Cissé was the first chairman of the commission after its enactment through an act of parliament. Since then to now, not many Sierra Leoneans know about the commission. Some even mistake it for the Independent Media Commission. Those who know its function think it is meant for journalists. The new commissioner, Dr. Ibrahim Sigashaw, was a prominent journalist in the 90s who worked for the award-winning newspaper Expo Times. Dr. Shaw went to the United Kingdom where he pursued academia and has authored 4 books. He is a scholar in international human rights and journalism. A representative from the Ministry of Information, Desmond Bello, assured the new chairman that the institution is poised to move forward, stressing the need to have a freedom of information, describing it as a fundamental human right. Outgoing chairman Eunice Asise told his successor that the commission was established as a result of sustained 10-year advocacy, though it was a recommendation of the Truth and Reconciliation Report. Mr. Asise recommended for the review of the act that created the commission, as many issues have come up which need to be tackled. The new chairman, Dr. Ibrahim Sigashor, told his audience that right to access information is vital to the new direction agenda of President Bio. He said if empowered, the right to access information will reduce the workload of the ACC as they will strive to promote accountability, service delivery, and good governance. Dr. Shaw said key among his priorities are the popularization of the Act and embarking on proactive disclosure by public institutions.
The promotion of transparency, accountability, and good governance. I mean, this is very central to what the Commission actually stands for. And, what I see in the Commission is actually helping to prevent corruption, because at the moment, there is, the ACC, the Anti-Corruption Commission, has a lot of work to do. So I think the role of the Commission is to reduce the work of the Anti-Corruption Commission, to make sure that we have only very few cases of corruption coming up, and by promoting transparency, making sure that there is openness in what the activities of public authorities. I think is very central.
As he goes to work, this journalist and politics scholar is coming at a time when the thirst for information by the public is growing every day. With the emergence of social media, governments in the world now find it difficult to let their people distinguish fake news from the real ones, or hoax, or to debunk conspiracy theories. With the right to access information given the right support, citizens now have a one-stop shop to get factual and credible information, especially when they want to hold their leaders to account. Some members of the Commercial Bike Riders Union have called on their members to do away with party grievance and work with the new executive. They made the call at their national office at Kisi in Freetown. It will be recalled that a month ago, an election was held that resulted to a controversy within the membership of the union. Here's the reports.
Since the election in October, members of the Bike Riders Union have struggled with bitter quarrels and disunity. The new president of the union is Umar Oteliba. Peace and unity, though, seems to be at hand, as was evident in the union's recent gathering. Representatives drawn from the north, east, west and southern regions have decided to embrace Umar Oteliba and his executive, underlining their mandate as commercial bike riders in the country to render efficient and reliable service. The president of the union, Umar Oteliba, said the meeting is to foster unity and work in the interest of the nation. He informed SLBC that the union is geared towards combating petty squabbles, noting that bike riders are a force to reckon with in the country. Various chairmen and their representatives from the west, east, south and northern regions expressed appreciation to Umar Oteliba and his executive for maintaining the truth and called on other bike riders to refrain from violence and other crime-related activities. They called on the president to extend open hands to other colleagues. President of the Photographers Union, Stephen Momo, said the Labour Congress is biased towards the union.
When Labour Congress took that decision, I really wonder where the decision comes from. And I only hope they can retrieve that statement so that to endorse this current executive, because even the Western area, wherein they think the past executive of bike riders was having a hold on, have surrendered today to the newly elected. So we need to know how to treat trade unions, because it's only when you bring them together, you negotiate, you lobby, you talk to themselves as brothers and sisters, that will bring the unity among them.
Chairman, Board of Trustees, Bike Riders Union, Daniel Tucker, said he was pleased to hand over the certificates of registration of the union and constitution to the president, Umar Oteliba. He called on all to work for national development.
A JSS1 pupil of Modern High School, Malaika Bundu, has offered learning materials worth about 5 million yuan to pupils of the DT Akibobet Municipal School. Sweet of Hope is a foundation that started in May 2018 to give hope to less privileged kids to help them in their educational pursuit. Malaika Bundu sells sweets, and monies derived from her sales are kept in her piggy bank, geared towards providing aid to school-going children. She said she decided to embark on such a mission to help in her own little way in the education sector. Girls as well as boys of the Akibobet Municipal School were chosen based on their academic performance, received school items. They were pleased and assured that the gesture will not only motivate them but also serve as a message of hope as they can achieve anything in life. A non-governmental organization, POM Netherlands, has donated assorted equipment including sewing machines, computers, and a printer worth thousands of United States dollars to the Young Women Christian Association. The donation took place at the school compound at Brookfields in Freetown. The items are to ensure that girls' empowerment to promote the institution. Maya Suma reports.
Commissioning the equipment, the principal of the Young Women's Christian Association, Grace Fuller, thanked POM Netherlands and Tool for Work for supporting the YWCA. She noted that before they were faced with challenges, especially with sewing machines, computers, and printer, but that with the arrival of this equipment, the children will be able to do their work. The principal said they will ensure that they take good care of these equipment as the institution will not be able to purchase them.
The challenge was a shortage of equipment, lack of equipment, having modernized equipment in some of these departments. But to God be the glory, because today we have received 20 sets of computers, about 20 sewing machines, electric thread-rule hand. We've received printers, we've received embroidery machines, we've received overlock machines.
Presenting these items to the institution, country representative POM Netherlands Sierra Leone, Reverend Christian Palmer, mentioned that the support given to the institution was a way of empowering the girls to be self-reliant in future.
This is in line with youth and women empowerment. That was my point to them at Netherlands, that they should help these young girls grow and empower them for their, because we have a program to roll out young women, empowered women to become entrepreneurs. We have a program for entrepreneurs, and these are our target group. So before getting them to entrepreneurship, we have to equip them.
Speaking on behalf of her colleague, Abigail Lucini, thanked POM Netherlands for supporting them with this equipment. Most of their colleagues, she went on, graduated without benefiting from this equipment, but they will have the chance to benefit from a computer class. They promised to make good use of the opportunity. A teacher at the YWCA, Mrs. Agnes Wilson, appreciates the POM Netherlands as their support is in line with the President's New Direction agenda for empowerment. She said the institution has trained a lot of girls with different skills that will benefit them in future, but that financial constraint is a major challenge for the girls, as not all of them can earn money to buy their working tools. Over 20 sewing machines, including electrical, treadle and hand machines, 20 computers, a printer, and other assorted materials were donated to the YWCA. XLBC TV, Maria Masuma reporting.
The founder of Heaven Homes Orphanage has said that children do not only need free education but also quality education that will enable them to compete with others internationally. Captain Cisse was speaking at an event organized by EcoBank Sierra Leone to hand over 4 rehabilitated buildings at orphanage in Jowtown, Waterloo. Soiba Samura sent us this report.
Children are always considered the most vulnerable in society, and as a result, most of these children are taken into foster homes. Helping such children is the motive for setting up the Heaven Homes Children's Orphanage some 7 years ago. Giving an overview of the orphanage, the founder, Heaven Homes Orphanage, Captain Cisse, said that Haven Homes was born out of the desire she had to help the needy. This is why, she said, they have not only been helping orphans, but also other children in the community. Madam Cisse went on to say that children do not only need access to free education, but also quality education to compete with others internationally. Kiptiu Cisse added that such help from EcoBank is a demonstration that the management of the bank understands the needs of the children. Speaking on the theme supporting young lives, the managing director EcoBank, Aina Moore, said the support towards the orphanage was in line with their EcoBank Day, which is celebrated in all 33 countries where they operate, which is why they decided to recalibrate the 4 blocks to more convenient ones. The orphanage was not only rehabilitated, also a playground for the kids, planting of trees within the compound, and the donation of food and non-food items was done. A representative from the Ministry of Social Welfare, Gender and Children's Affairs, Thomas Lee, said Haven Homes Orphanage is one of the orphanages in the country that has been helping the government in taking care of vulnerable children, adding that such help will go a long way in the lives of the children. Mr. Lee therefore called on others to help the orphanage, as government cannot do it all alone.
Now let's go to the entertainment segment of the news. The Gift Plus Effort Equals Success Star Search was organized by a Sierra Leonean actor based in Ghana, Ishiobi Bayo, at Locust Kisi, and Henrietta Lemon, one of the housemates of the just concluded Big Sister 2018, will be coming up in December with her Star Search show titled Show Your Craft with Henrietta Lemon. Well, the event will take place at Quincy's for 3 weeks, and the audition will be in December at the Africanos Hotel. Well, for all these, our entertainment producer Mohamed Kimilan compiled this report.
Was organized by Selena actor based in Ghana, Ishiobi Bayo, at Locust area, Wellington. After a week ago, the team was at Bangatan community in the west, as lots of young talents were spotted in showcasing artists including rappers, singers and dancers. At the Locust area in Wellington, in the eastern part of Freetown, many young upcoming talented youths showcased their skills ranging from illustrative artwork to rap music, football, music, cycling and strongest man. According to the organizer Ishmael Bayo, though there are not sponsors for such challenging projects, yet he believes that the project will surely go through this November. He spoke on how successful the previous Star Search at Bangatan was amidst all challenges and expressed satisfaction with the Eastern talent in exhibiting themselves skillfully. Various entertainers witnessed the Star Search, including Selena and Ghana-based actor Philip Michael and also actor Bobby. Both expressed optimism for better and successful program of such a nature and thanked Ishiobi and his team in organizing such a program. K-Woman, a young talented star who resides in the Wellington area, performed her hit songs in support of Gift Plus Effort program and said she's grateful to the team as they choose her area to scout for talent, as she believes that there are many untapped talents in the area. Mohamed King Milan Bangwa expressed his willingness to support the team at any time in scouting for talent. Especially thank one young illustrative artist who surprised him that day by doing publicly. Also witnessing the program was Henrietta Lemon, one of the housemates at the just concluded Big Sister 2018. She said she made it possible to witness the show because she has the same ideology with Ishiobi in spotting for talent. She said she's coming up in December with a Star Search show titled Show Your Craft with Henrietta Lemon, which will take place at the Quincy's for 3 weeks, and the audition will be on the first week in December at Hotel Africanos, and that application forms are available at Tumac Radio, Radio Democracy, Citizen Radio and Africanos Hotel.
It's all about talent, and I'm trying to push young ladies and guys to reach their goals. Some have talent, but they don't have that platform to show it out. So Show Your Craft with Henrietta Lemon, it's all about music, dance, magic, whatever talent you have, just come on board and show what you have.
Henrietta believes that being in a Big Sister house and the first person to be evicted should not limit her to do her best in motivating young talent. She said there is 7 million leones and one iPhone 8 Plus laid out already for the winner of this show, and she intends making that show an annual event. She called on the general public to allow their kids to be part of the show and pleaded with business people to help finance the project.
Well, now to end the news, the main points again. The Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education has begun discussions on how to develop policy on the handling of school textbooks. Deputy Minister of Internal Affairs has launched the Sierra Leone Arms Trade Treaty National Assessment Report, and some members of the Commercial Bike Riders Union have called on their members to work with the new executive. Well, that's all in this edition of the news. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.